Well, I can't handle it anymore. I don't know how you take it anymore. It's as though the world was going to hell in the proverbial handbasket day after day, reading the news, and the flames of Hades are incandescent in the United States of America. How is it possible that the Supreme Court of the United States would rule in favor of Trump's travel ban? It's like a direct endorsement of racism. How is it possible that the United States Supreme Court would say that a baker doesn't have to bake a cake for a gay couple, suggesting directly a kind of endorsement of homophobia? How is it possible that the Supreme Court can say that workers don't have to contribute dues for collective bargaining purposes, a direct attack on workers' rights? How is it possible that the Supreme Court can endorse the right of certain Republicans in certain states to gerrymander the electoral districts so that there are more Republican votes? And how is it possible for the Supreme Court to say to the women of California, if you go to a fake abortion clinic, you don't have to be told that there are real abortion clinics where abortions can be performed? You see, what's happened here is that things are entirely out of control. And this right-wing impulse in the Supreme Court of the United States is the true legacy of Donald Trump. There's no retirement age in the Supreme Court. These right-wing judges can go on forever, and the legacy will haunt the United States for decades, conceivably generations to come. It's so bad that with Chief Justice, or not Chief Justice, but Justice Kennedy resigning, it means that votes hereafter may be 6-3 in favor of reactionary sentiments. And you know, if you took a case to the Supreme Court of the United States arguing that children should not be yanked from their families along the Mexican-United States border, you could not be certain that the Supreme Court would find in favor of the children. And then I look at the international news, and across my desk comes this extraordinary report from Amnesty International, arguing that on the basis of documented evidence, it's clear that the militia in Myanmar were engaged in a virtual genocide against the Rohingya. And then I get a report just today from the Thomson Reuters Foundation pointing out that in terms of sexual violence and overall oppression, India is the worst place in the world for women. And then I get a report from the UN itself showing that hunger is on the rise. In 2015, there were some 777 million people hungry, and in 2016, the last year for which statistics are available, there were 815 million people going hungry. That's an increase of 38 million in 1 year, virtually at this point in time. What is going on? Where do you find hope? That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.